What is the deal, beautiful people?
What's good, my G's?
It's your boy, Uncle Rza.
And your boy, Snow.
Take my shit right here. Hold your gamepad up, son. Hold your gamepad up, son.
Like we don't be doing this.
Yeah.
That's
I
Mario
just got
Kart.
frustrated that Mario closed that shit out. Fuck that dude.
I was playing Mario Kart. And I got Bayonetta in the mail today, so I'm about to go test it out.
Yeah, let me know how that is, man.
Oh, yeah, we'll do. I mean, that demo was amazing, so.
That game's got nothing but crazy reviews, so I'm pretty sure that joint is money.
Yeah.
In the background, we got one of the Snow classics going on right here. Soon to be classic, right?
Soon to be classic. Yeah, that's HR Worlds Elite, the sole successor, the spiritual successor to SOCOM 1 and 2. The dude, David Sears, decided to kickstart this project almost a year and a half ago, and it's now in beta, and I got access to it, so, enjoy me dying in the background, because it's been a while. I've been out of tune of the, YOLO mode games. You only live once, so Respawn's been fucking me up.
Alright, we'll definitely get into that in a different video.
Yeah.
But today is all about Steam. I don't know, I woke up, I sort of saw parts of it coming across my feed late last night. And then I woke up and there was a complete shitstorm on the internet. People are like upset at Valve, who owns Steam. And for me, that was a trip. I found that out a year ago. I never connected the two. I was like, wait, you mean the same like Half-Life?
You know it.
Valve? People was like, yeah. I was like, whoa. Now you know why you can't get another fucking Half-Life, because they too busy doing other shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is well done, by the way. I don't want to take anything away from Steam.
Yeah, Steam was the god, and it's come a long way. I remember when I bought Half-Life 2, I had a huge problem with Steam, and it was like, well, I bought this game. I don't give a fuck about Steam. And it was like, well, you can't play it unless you install our Steam shit. Yeah. And that's how they was able to get their install base. So.
Oh, he fucked you up right there, son.
Yeah, he did, son. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, but that Steam broke the mold of like installing an exe.
Right.
Steam was that like, no, you need a platform.
I agree.
Sort of like what Microsoft was doing with Xbox Live.
People like, and it keeps everything in place too. So
I mean, there's a lot of benefits to that.
Yeah. Like I resisted at the beginning, but it was ultimately for the best. I mean, obviously,
I think it turned out pretty dope.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get into. We'll get into why I think Steam is really a big deal a little bit after the points are made. But for right now, the news is about Steam introduced a model for paid mods. And for those of you who don't know, being a huge part of the PC master race is the longevity of games in general. Take something like Grand Theft Auto 3. That game still got like very entertaining content on YouTube years after because of the modders.
Yeah.
They get in
Same thing with GTA 4.
Yeah, they fuck with the config files. They fuck with the skins. They remake games. They remake characters. Like it's nuts. I think what was the?
There's a GTA 5 mod and GTA 4 because GTA 5 wasn't available.
Yeah. Like that just says a lot right there. I mean, it's just to give you the scope. What was the name? Armor, as it turns out, wasn't even like a game. It was a mod. And then it turned into like a full-fledged game later because the community just loved it so much. Like, that's powerful, you know what I mean? That's what they're protecting. Games like Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
A lot of the Counter-Strike shit, like the popular Counter-Strike mods were, I just said it, were mods. It wasn't even like the original game. So it was...
Well, hold up. Even digging further than that, Half-Life is the mother to a lot of these games.
Yes.
Portal, Counter-Strike, the original Team Fortress, the second Team Fortress, like so many different games that Half-Life is the base for, and then people just use that to create whatever. And then in a way, Counter-Strike kind of, birthed SOCOM. indirectly birthed SOCOM, so it's crazy.
And I mean, for a lot of our console guys out there who don't understand it, I would say something like, look at Battlefield Hardline. In the PC world, people had a hard time paying for Hardline because it was a fucking Battlefield 4 mod. You get what I mean? Like, that's what we're looking at. So the fit and finish that EA delivered, I won't say EA, Visceral Studios delivered in Hardline, that's usually what these guys get with these games that come out on the PC. And it's such an amazing thing because just at that point, that year and a half, 2 years, when the game starts to get long in the tooth and you're just like, I think I'm bored of playing this. Here comes a mod. Mm-hmm. And then you're gone again. Which works for me, right? Because let's say I'm bored of playing Battlefield. What am I going to play? Call of Duty? I don't like the physics in Call of Duty. I don't like how easy it is. I like some realism to my joints. You know, I like the frostbite. But all I have is Battlefield. So in the PC world, just to strengthen the analogy, here comes Hardline. It's like, here's this Battlefield 4 thing with a cops and robbers theme. Now you're like, oh shit. Okay, so we're gone again. So mods is definitely a big part of PC gaming. And in a perfect world, I would like mods to be a big part of console gaming too. Like, that would be a game changer.
Yeah, I would. But I will, we'll get into that in a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are okay with paying for mods. The consensus is the problem doesn't come from paying for mods, right? Because we all agree, and this is a conversation that goes back from, I mean, I wasn't a moderator on XDA developers, and I know a lot of these prolific chefs. They were Windows Mobile chefs back in the day. Now they're called Android developers. I know a lot of these guys, and I got access to a lot of the tools, and I was part of the testing for the new ROMs and the new tools for the community. And the community changed at some point in like the 2002, 2003. It became donations. You know what I mean? Like, would you guys donate to your favorite chef to help them out? Because a lot of the times these guys were family men. These guys had to go to work. So you were waiting for the new package to be cooked up and delivered to your phone, but this guy's at work. So it became like a gentleman's nod, like, you know what? I appreciate what you do. Here's some money to help you out. And that then turned into, well, everybody who thought they could deliver something good wanted donations because they're giving up their time. So we lost that threshold of quality equals reward versus effort equals reward. You know, because you put in effort doesn't mean it's quality, doesn't mean it warrants reward.
Right.
And that's the same thing with these mods. I think the Steam community, the PC Master Race community on a whole have been good at acknowledging the fact that these mods are not easy to make. You know, these developers or these modders are and can be every bit as talented as, you know, the original devs who made the games. So they deserve some sort of reward, some monetary value to that. And I think that's okay. I think everyone gets that message. There's some room left in there for translation of how much mods should be. Right now, what was I looking at? What was PC Gamer talking about? The first one was Elder Scrolls Skyrim, and that's a heavily
big
modded
one.
game, right?
Yeah, that game got mods on top of mods. It's probably one of the reasons why that game still sells, because of the mods.
Yeah. And I remember reading about Skyrim mods that completely turned the graphics up to ridiculous.
Right.
Like dudes were just wilding out. But so apparently Skyrim's got 19 paid mods ranging from 30 cents to $7, which isn't bad at all, right?
Right.
But now what happens when a mod decides, because Steam, I don't think Steam is putting the iron fist down on how much people can or can't charge. So What happens when Steam charges you $5 on a flash sale for a game, and then a really talented modder does his thing and is charging $20 for the mod? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you want me to pay 4 times the amount I paid for the mod than I did for the original game? That then becomes a conversation. You know what I mean? I don't know what side I'm on. I think if it's good, it's worth the money.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
You know why? You know why I'd be okay with that? Because the game is old.
Yeah.
At that point, and it's a fire sale. Like, think about when I caught LA Noire and Crisis 3. Matter of fact, also at WWE 2K12. Within a week, I've caught all those games under $30. And then when what was it? Injustice, I caught that for $35 the second week it was out. Yeah. Know what I mean? So like the fire sale, which Steam is known for catching people, you know what I mean? The fire sales are there for a reason. Now, if we're playing a mod, think Armor 2 and then DayZ.
Okay.
Like, I was already itching at Armor 2 way before that, but I was just like, at the time I didn't have a good rig. And then when I got the good rig, I'm just sitting there looking at it like, I don't know if I want to get it back into my PC life. And then the DayZ shit came out and I was kind of interested. I'm like, okay, I can get in. How much can I pay for Armor? And then I can get the mod for free. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, look how big DayZ got and drew mad attention. Not saying that the Armor community was small, but the DayZ, which is the zombie culture, put that on my radar. So that almost made me purchase that game. I still didn't, but it was like I was right there. You know what I mean? So that breathed life into the game because
the whole game,
because to be honest with you, you know, I was more interested, and I don't really like zombies like that. I was more interested in the Armor, the DayZ mod than I was the actual game. So imagine if they had this pricing for that, you know?
Good point. But that then leads me down another road, which was one of the other points I had on this.
I think I know where you're going. I'm kind of there too.
So let's talk about DayZ. DayZ was this amazing concept in this amazing era where, what the fuck's going on with that door?
So I was just having fun with the door.
So it's part of this zombie uprising game where people like this uber realistic open world survival thing, and you know, then there comes the zombies and the dickheads running around doing dickhead shit to each other. And I've been entertained by many DayZ videos for sure.
Yeah, some better than others. I say Frankie probably has.
Frankie's got the best ones.
Best ones.
Them shits are fucking funny.
Yeah.
Would I play it? No, but I'll damn sure sit there and watch it. Now, DayZ got this momentum, this super dope momentum that they were rolling with, and then nothing happened. Last I checked on it, it was super buggy. You know, the hardcore is still playing it, but the people who caught wind of it was like, that's dope, and they gave up their money. They sort of never was delivered what they were promised. The
standalone experience, the actual game itself.
Right. There's a lot going on there. And this is the question. You're charging for these mods, right? Now, people deserve the right to exercise their ridiculous expectations on a product.
I agree.
And now you open up yourself to this bad press and publicity and bitching and moaning. Whereas before, if a mod was free, it was before it was a monetized or something you could get money from. You sort of like, you know what? This isn't perfect. I like it. You guys could improve here, and here. And then it happened. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen. But it's still a good effort. Now, when people spend their money, motherfuckers feel like they can climb in your window and wake you up when you're sleeping. Yo, my man. I don't like the sound of this gun. Wake up.
Yo, B, these jagged edges, man. What's up with
you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. And I can't say that's wrong when people spend their money. And I can't say that it's not fair to developers because they open themselves to that exposure.
Right.
I think it's just a very delicate situation, and I don't know which way it's gonna go, and I'm having a hard time deciphering what's right or wrong or picking a side of that story. That's just one of the interesting byproducts. Can you shoot him from there?
Nah, I had the red cursor. That's why I had to get around.
I see what you was talking about with the red cursor. I like that.
Yeah.
It lets you know when that bullets ain't flying over there.
Right.
All right, that's dope. They go to art joint.
Yep.
So the meat and potatoes of this whole Steam thing is really the content. The profit.
I think I ran out of bullets there too. I got him though.
Yeah, you did. The meat and potatoes is about the content split, right? So let's take what was the model? They were doing it by 25%. So somebody pays, I don't know, let's say $100. Just saying, somebody pays $100 for a mod.
Right.
How is this money distributed with all the players involved? So the modder himself, the person who took the game, took the time, reskin it, did all the hard work, new sounds, new characters, new game modes, blah, 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 blah. They get $25 out of that $100. The game developer, the original game, the game that the modder is using to skin and manipulate, they get $25. Steam themselves, they don't get $25, they get $50. So they take 50% of the profit in this paid model scheme.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
It just doesn't sound right at all.
It doesn't.
It doesn't sound right at all. And in one way, I get it, but I don't think it should be 50%.
I feel you. I mean, I'm gonna defend it, but I feel you. Go ahead.
So first off, you know, I'm gonna use a Ubisoft game.
Okay.
I don't have to go through Steam. I'm gonna say Battlefield. I don't go to Steam.
True.
You know what I'm saying? It's my game. It's my shit. Like, without my game, you don't make that sell on your platform, because once it's sold on your platform, you do get a piece of that sell. It's not like 100% of the $60 or whatever is coming to me because it's digitally. Like, no, you already get a cut.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If you buy Battlefield on EA's fuckery, what is it called now?
Origin.
If you buy Battlefield on Origin, does Origin support mods? Because I know that, was it Punk Busters? That shit's fake.
EA don't support mods, period.
Okay. But what about Ubisoft? Would a Ubisoft game support mods? If you bought it on something other than Steam?
I don't think they support it either. I don't think none of the Ubisoft games support mods either.
Okay.
Because Ubisoft was also trying to become Origin, although they was out there first with Uplay, but you know, you see how well that's working.
They want to become Steam pretty much too.
Yeah, but that's not happening either.
Okay, yeah.
You know, so I get that you want to control that money, but it's not your game to begin with for you to be getting 50%. Now, I get at one point they're bringing the modders to you because of their platform, which will it's just a sandbox within itself. You know what I mean? Right. So I understand that part, but I think you're a broker. You should get 25%, or even get 30, 33 or something like that. But you shouldn't be getting 50% of that. You know what I'm saying? Because you at this point you just have the environment. You know what I mean? You have the environment, you have the culture there for modders. Is it that much more important than my game? No, because at the end of the day, my game is creating modders. We had modders before we had Steam. Right. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, people, wherever the game is available and the game can be modded, people will go there. If Grand Theft Auto if Rockstar wanted to do their own thing and never let people fucking put their shit on their platform, the same thing would happen. People would flock to that game just so they could mod it, and it would not need Steam to do it. Right. So,
okay,
that's how I feel about it. You know,
right. I like to put it on a scale. So, this game is out. It's been out for a while. Right?
Yeah.
This guy puts his hard work into the game to reskin it and offer it to the community. I think 25% is fair for him. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
The developer of the original game, it's their intellectual property, and they're obviously in a mode where they're willing to play ball with the community. Reward them for that. Another $25. 25%. Now, the 50% that's left, what do we have? What's at stake? I feel like no one would have known or cared about your bitch ass game in the first place had it not been on sale for $5. Now, that entire platform with Christmas sales, Thanksgiving sales, flash sales, that's Steam. That's what they do. And that's why people with good games, shitty games, and games in between like Steam. You know what I mean? It's a really dope community. You can read up on comments, there's demos, there's pictures. It's a whole fully functioning, correctly done community around Steam. Give them $25. Now, what about that other $25 that's left? Who should that go to? And that's if you subscribe to the 4-way split, right?
Right.
I think it should go to Steam, or they should be at least involved in it, because they're the ones on the front line that's pushing it. You know, imagine they do something, which I don't think they do now, but they do something like they reach out to the developers and say, listen, don't have a hissy fit, but we're gonna sell your game at $5 tomorrow. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna bundle it. We're gonna upsell the modding community. So we're looking at the stats of your game. It hasn't been selling well in the last 6 months, but we're gonna put that back on the front page. We're gonna then say you can buy this game for $5, and then for another $10 you get this crazy ass mod, right? Which is now advertising again for the modder, right? And we're gonna upsell everything. But don't you worry at that initial price stock, right? Because let's say that game was originally $10 and Steam says we're gonna sell it for $5. What does the developer say? Why are you doing that to my game? But hold on. For this initial push of every time we upsell it, here's the game is cheap and here's this crazy content. We're gonna, DLC like content, but it's called modders, right? You're gonna make another 25, you're gonna get 25% of that cut. So in actuality, you may not have been getting that $10 that you were originally asking, but you may come close with $7 when it's all said and done. But $7 times 50 people that buy it versus $10 times 2 people that would have bought it, that's sort of a win for me. And I feel like Steam should be paid for that type of that advertisement model. You get what I mean?
So there's a few things, and one of these things I'm not clear on because of my previous work background. When in iTunes and in Amazon, you, the company / label, are able to dictate your pricing. iTunes is not able to do that.
Right.
Amazon and Best Buy, the store, Best Buy was on a different model. See, Best Buy used to use music to get people into the stores.
Yeah.
So that's why you could get it the cheapest there all the time.
Right. Now they use DVDs.
Right. And that's because they had to pay a wholesale price for it. Digitally, it's a different thing. So the company label get to set that price. So video game wise, I'm thinking that it's almost the same model. Like Steam just can't go in there and be like, they can come to you and be like, hey, we would like to do this. And then they can still present the same case that you said, like, hey, look, you haven't been selling your game well in 6 months. We're about to do this and upsell this with it, which you're going to get a piece of that. The thing is, with the current model that you're saying, there is no curation going on.
Okay.
So again, why we're giving you 50% to still put people into your platform? And again, a game like Arma doesn't need Steam to sell. GTA doesn't need Steam to sell.
Right.
Minecraft never needed Steam to sell. What else?
I get that point, but the fact is, all of those games are now in a community where this is going on.
Well, yeah, I mean, Steam has became the de facto. Like, who wants to deal with Windows?
Exactly, that's worth something.
Windows for gaming. I mean, it is worth something.
To a developer,
at the
you
same
would rather
time,
be in that mix than not be in that mix.
Right, but at the same time, if you've done the work on the game, the people will come. The modders are always looking for the next thing. Like you play Forza.
Right.
You looking for cars to tune, that little thing where you could just pull out, motherfuckers be like, yo, what the fuck is that? The modder community has always been like that. They got their own little websites and forums and shit that they just looking for shit like, yo, y'all might want to check this out. Y'all might want to check out this game. Where to get it? It's on Steam. Okay, cool. However, they're not locked to Steam because let Battlefield 4 open up to mods. Them dudes are over there.
I'm there.
You know what I'm saying? Because Battlefield 2 and was it 21 something and there's another one, they all got mods already. But that was pre-Origin era. You know what I'm saying? And those games
became the fucking troll.
Right, and those games are not on Steam. So I mean, you could play them. You could use your Steam client to archive them and launch them as a launcher, but they're not available through Steam.
I see that.
So I just need to understand because if they're not curating and the publishers are not curating, then
why are you getting that?
Why are you getting
You're not putting in the work
on your platform? Unless you have another system that also gives them a percentage out of that 50 that goes to the 25% of both the publisher and the modder, then okay, whatever.
So you think that last 25%
or maybe it's service maintenance and all that other stuff, and maybe it's going towards a legal thing because they do have a legal compliance there too. Steam has been paying people since 2011, if I'm not mistaken, for content that people create in those games. You know what I mean? Just they wasn't getting paid for modding. So
right. So ideally, do you think that the 25% that's left over should be split 3 ways?
Nah, they just need to work out that initial that initial thing. I think it's 25 for the modder, because to me the modding thing is what I mean. Look, a lot of these people got jobs now because of it.
Yeah.
That's like being an intern when you was working for free and maybe you got a couple of donations and perks thrown your way.
Absolutely.
And then you got your own game again. DayZ again. I didn't know that. You said Arma was a mod from GTA. I didn't fucking know that. I thought
Arma was a mod from
America's Army.
It was a mod from some fucking thing. I can't even remember. I don't think it was its own thing.
Okay, so then and then you look at the Half-Lives and Team Fortress, and you look at Portal. You look at so many of these other little games that I'm drawing blank right now. One of these fake ass SWAT games was also a mod of another game. Like it's this thing got people to the next level.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so to be able to get paid and still take donations, they should still be able to get donations. I think that's great for them. But again, you don't get there without the original work.
Okay.
Of the game, you know what I'm saying? And also the other thing that's going to be is with the modding community is going to be a lot of issues, because if you was to create a mod for, let's just say H-Hour, where you're just doing a whole bunch of like airstrikes and you add tanks and shit into the game, right? And I'm like, okay, I like those textures of the tanks. I want to just turn it into a straight tank game, but I'm just developing. I can take your shit and put it in my shit and credit you in the free world. I'm crediting you and all that already. Like, hey, I got the tank models, but I just develop it further from this part of his game. Right. And now when we're talking about money, how does that work? You know what I'm saying? What you mean you taking my textures? Be like, what the fuck you be? Like, yo, come up off that. You know what I mean? Like, you gonna give me a split of your shit now?
Yeah.
So it's if the modder community can figure that out amongst themselves, then that'd be cool. And a lot of them are teams. It ain't just one fucking dude. So how does that work? One dude's getting paid and he's responsible to pay the other guy. So who's going to be the main guy?
Yeah, it's even more complex. I feel
right. You know what I mean? Being an indie developer is not the same as being a mod. You know what I mean? Like, it can get real dicey. My only thing is, I don't want, in the curation thing, the best stuff always rises to the top. And I think if they would have put a price on DayZ wouldn't have became its own thing on its own. I think it would have still just been a Arma 3 mod instead of an actual game. It would have went from Arma 2 to Armor 3, and then when Armor 4 came out, it would have been that. I don't think it would have been its own game.
Yeah.
Because the shit still broke as a full game. And what am I about to say? I'm about to say some other shit. Oh, YouTube. You see what happened now, right? It gets easier for motherfuckers to get on YouTube. Now motherfuckers could just broadcast from their console, save their broadcast, upload to YouTube, or edit on their consoles and upload to YouTube.
Yeah.
And now the fluctuation and saturation is there.
It's kind of wild.
It's kind of wild. I mean, we getting caught up in the mix of Google's crap too, where now they're like, oh, you guys better treat us like a search engine. Pay if you want your content to move to the front, and you pay them, and they still servicing their people who they want in the front. Yo, I mean, how many times does someone get to an end of one of our videos and we do proper tagging to make sure that our next video is the next one to auto play, and they still recommending content that are, first off, YouTubers I've never heard of, but two, they are so far different than what we do. They use that one video to switch them over there. So the little one or two dude that we got that came through, now he's going to a guy that got 5 million subscribers and da-da-da-da-da. And if you're watching, you little small guys, if we ever get big, I'm always looking to push down, because I got a list of YouTubers that I'm dying to shout out that only got like 20 subscribers. I got a list.
I run across a lot of them dope dudes.
Yeah, and sometimes if you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, I like their videos so it get out there. There's a bunch of them that got some great content, but you'll never find them because the way YouTube is set up, the way Google search engine is. So, sorry for that little quick rant, but like I feel the same thing's gonna happen with these mods.
Yeah, I think the YouTube thing was a great analogy because PC gaming is coming back. Like next year, I expect PC gaming to be such a big fucking thing.
Yeah.
Because this console war shit, as much as I like to partake in it and troll my ass off,
yeah,
it's raising awareness for the PC in such a fucking douchebag way. Like, if you see two dudes in the street fighting, fuck you, you're gonna die, and then there's just some random dude on the side with a bigger gun, like, huh? Yeah, when you two are done, I'll clean up both of you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I feel like things like Steam makes it so much easier to come home to the PC gaming.
Right.
And when that entire puzzle comes back together, this model, whatever it is, however it works itself out, is going to be very rewarding to all the parties, even the indie developers that just happen to be in Steam. Right. Not even like got anything to do with the mod and shit. The fact that there's this $4 game that has a fucking 4 out of 5 rating,
right?
They're gonna get it too. Let me get this one game for $4. Let me get the mods for it for $10. Right. Let me get this random $4 game. I'm under $20, baby.
Right, that's true. I mean, that's all part of the Steam model. Also, the thing I also forgot to say is that Steam is very good with refunds within 24 hours, and it will extend over to the mods as well. So that could help. That could help with a lot
of the scumbag shit. Make sure your shit's on point.
Right.
You ain't getting paid if it ain't on point.
Right.
I respect it, man. I respect it. Yeah, anything? I notice a lot of you HR dudes don't fucking ADS. What's the deal with that?
Oh, because SOCOM isn't an ADS game.
I see motherfuckers with scopes, baby.
The scope shit is people that got well, one I was using snipers? Binoculars, and the other ones were snipers. They're the only people that can officially ADS.
I didn't know that. Yeah,
because the ADS
Counter-Strike is like that.
Yeah, we're pretty much Counter-Strike and Halo. What's the name? Didn't ADS originally either. What was the other game? Recon. We have, if you see,
Recon didn't ADS. You're right.
We have every gun except for handguns. When you click the mouse button in, or if you press up on the D-pad once, it has that original Recon first person thing where it didn't show you the gun with just the reticle, right? And then if you have a sniper rifle, it doesn't go to that; it goes directly to the scope. So
okay, I was just curious about that because I noticed they're watching the gameplay.
Yeah. Nah, we don't. It's not available. It wasn't available until I guess for me, Future Soldier and SOCOM 4, which was a terrible terrible SOCOM game. Good game, terrible SOCOM game. Gotta make sure I put that there.
You ain't never let up on that game.
Son, you about to get real upset with me in a second, son. Binary Domain was a better SOCOM game than SOCOM 4.
I'm out of here. I'm out. Yo, it's your boy Uncle Rza.
Your boy Snow.
Subscribe to the channel, baby. Show us some support. Join the conversation. Leave some
Buy a
comments
Wii U.
below. Do something. We out of here, man.
Peace.
Peace.